Hi folks, welcome to the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast by Gary Ryan from Organisations That Matter. In this podcast, Gary shares everything about servant leadership, service leadership, authentic leadership, how to create high performance cultures, service excellence, and life balance. Here's your host, Gary Ryan.
Thank you, Sienna, for your lovely introduction. Today's episode is quite different, folks, and it's really focused on people running and owning businesses here in Australia. Now, while I am focusing on Australia and I know we've got an international audience, my suspicion is that the data I'm about to present isn't all that different around the entire world at the moment. So let me get into some of the Australian specific data. Now, this is from a report that was supplied to Bill Bilson, who is the Ombudsman for small businesses here in Australia, and it was provided to him at the 30th of June 2023. Now, at that time, Australia had 2,589,873 businesses. Of those businesses, 91.9%, more than 9 out of 10, turned over, as in had revenue of less than $2 million per business. 24.7, so just underneath, a tiny smidgen underneath, a quarter of those businesses had revenue of less than 50,000 Australian dollars. Now, of all of those small businesses, now they're businesses that have 20 or less employees. So in Australia, a small business, irrespective of its turnover, is defined as a small business if it has 20 or less employees, which includes people that register as sole traders. And there's about just under 800,000 registered sole traders in Australia at the moment. Now, of those businesses, 43% made zero profit, zero money. They made no money at all. Now, in addition to 43% of small businesses making zero profit here in Australia, 15% of medium to large businesses also made zero profit in that report. This is extremely concerning data, folks. In addition, 60% of new businesses, based on this report, will be out of business within the first 3 years. Okay, 60%. And in the first year, 20% of businesses fail. So at the moment in Australia, if you start a business, you have a 1 in 5 probability of being out of business in your first year. Now, in addition to all of this pretty damning data, 42% of the Australian population are employed by these very same small businesses. Now, you're an intelligent person, you can do the math. When we've got such a high employment rate in that sector where 43% of them, more than 4 out of 10 of them, are not making any money, and in that sector, a quarter of them are actually only earning less than $50,000, when the Australian average income is currently $64,000. So if you're running your own business, you're probably earning less than the average person's earning as an employee. But when we put all this data together, this is a major risk for our economy, folks. Our economy is currently at significant risk with what's happening in small businesses, okay? And a lot of employees' jobs, therefore, are also at risk. That's not a scenario any of us want. Now, with rising costs, particularly as they relate to freight and the cost of energy and the cost of actually having employees as well, that's another major increase in costs, with all of the additional costs that employers have to pay to enable people to have their leave. And unfortunately, I know with a lot of my clients, while someone might have 15 sick leave days available to them a year, pre-pandemic, they might take on average 5 of them. Now they take all 15. And a lot of them happen to be on a Monday and a Friday. Now, you got to wonder how people suddenly get sick on Mondays and Fridays. Again, you don't have to be a rocket science, but that behavior, someone has to pay. Someone has to pay to replace that person. Someone has to pay for the lost customers that the company weren't able to serve on those days because they didn't have staff to do it. So all of these factors are contributing to a system that's breaking. Okay. Now, Alison Wheeler and I have teamed up. We are both 10X business coach licensees, licensed directly through Grant Cardone. Alison is already an elite coach, and between the two of us, we have over 30 years experience in running our own small businesses. Now, when I've just given you the data, when my business has been running for 17 years, just about to move into my 18th year, we're just weeks away from moving into our 18th year, and Alison has been running her businesses for over 13 years. We are well in the top 95th percentile of successful small businesses. So we know what it takes to go through the ups and downs of economies that occur over time. We are passionate about contributing to solving this problem for small businesses. We are absolutely passionate, and there are things that need to be done. I wish, and Alison wishes as well, that the material that we're going to share with you for free had have been available to us when we started our businesses. We want to positively impact these stats. So as a result, we are offering a free 4-part webinar series that will start on January the 31st, 2024, and go for 4 consecutive weeks on a Tuesday evening. You'll see the relevant times for your time zone when you go to register for the program. They're up to 45 minutes long in duration, and we're going to focus on your mindset for business, which includes your mindset around money and revenue and income, and your mindset around expenses. We're going to focus on that. We're going to teach you some fundamentals around marketing that you can do, that you can take action on at very minimal, if not zero expense, so long as you have the various apps that you've signed up to be able to do it, okay? So whether that be Facebook, LinkedIn, those sorts of places where you can become a member and it doesn't cost you anything to be active there. We're going to teach you those things. We're also going to teach you fundamentals about sales. Did you know there's actually 13 steps in the road to every single sale? I bet you didn't know that, but you didn't know any steps at all. So we're going to teach you what they are. And then we're also going to teach you some fundamentals around follow-up and how you can be using that to significantly increase your income. Because the problem that small businesses have is income, folks. That's the key problem. And every small business needs to grow and expand its income. And our intention is to give you information with these 4 free webinars that you can take significant action to increase your income by at least 30% over the next 3 months as you follow up with the tools and strategies that we're going to provide you for free. You can check out the links for today's webinar and find out more about Alison and myself if you need to. And we understand that you would be skeptical. Of course, you should be skeptical. And that's why we believe that we have to prove to you with these 4 free webinars that we are serious and we know what we're talking about, and we can give you immediate value that you can apply to your business straight away. See the link and register for the 4-part webinar series. It's completely free for you. There's some options that we'll be talking about for folk that want to go to some next level, but you can absolutely do all 4 webinars for free. Do not be a statistic. Income is your savior if you run a small business, and you need to know how you can grow your income. Once again, I'm Gary Ryan, author of Yes for Success, How to Achieve Life Harmony and Fulfillment. The audio book version's just about to be released. We've done all the recordings for that, so please check that out. Go and visit www.yesforsuccess.guru to learn about all the options we've got for you to access the material in Yes for Success, How to Achieve Life Harmony and Fulfillment. And folks, please also go to the YouTube channel where you can also view all of the episodes of the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast. And that's at youtube.com/@orgsthatmatter. That's where you can catch us on the YouTube channel. And we're nearly at 27,000 subscribers. So why don't you go there and check us out? Once again, I'm Gary Ryan, host of the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast. It's been a delight to have you here with us again. And we have got some unbelievable guests coming up over the next few months for you to be tuning into with the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast. We'll see you then soon. Bye.